Mr Mayor, Havering faces a climate emergency. Our air is toxic, our residents die because of it, and humanity's impact on the climate is devastating. The poorest across Havering and the globe will be hardest hit. Mr Mayor, something has to be done about this. However, I and our residents do not feel that ULEZ is that something. Mr Mayor, ULEZ is a blunt instrument when precision is needed. It's a flat rate tax that will disproportionately impact those on low incomes. It is suitable for inner city boroughs, but not for a town and country borough like Havering. Our public transport links leave many dependent on their car. Many of our friends and family live outside of London, including our carers and our NHS heroes, and they will not benefit from any TfL grant to replace their car. Not that the £2,000 offered by TfL would buy anybody even half a car. Mr Mayor, in a meeting last week with the Compact, TfL told me there would be no concessions for local charities. They told me that those attending NHS appointments would need to apply for a rebate on the ULEZ fee. You and I, Mr Mayor, we're young and we're internet savvy. But how can we demand that those rushing in and out of hospital, especially the elderly, sit down on a clunky TfL website to try and reclaim their money? There's then the cost of ULEZ expansion. The TfL have revealed just today that expansion will cost £200 million. This is before they hand out grants for the new vehicles. Last time they handed out over £60 million in grants, and by their own admission they had removed only a fraction of the problem vehicles. Mr Mayor, TfL claimed ULEZ would bring in £2 million per day. However, it's currently bringing in just 600,000. They got their maths wrong and they created yet another financial black hole in TfL's finances. And who's going to pay for that, Mr Mayor? You and I and our residents. Our GLA tax will increase and our TfL fares will increase yet again. £200 million has been estimated to buy 500 electric buses or fund hundreds of low-traffic school streets, both excellent ways to reduce emissions in our city. This money could be put to better use still to ensure Havering's residents have better public transport rather than a guarantee of future fare rises. But Mr Mayor, we all know this. This is why even our friends in the Labour Party have tabled a motion that states that Havering opposes ULEZ. So the question is not do we oppose it, the question is how. Labour's amendment, I believe, waters down Havering's ability to negotiate with the Mayor of London. In much the same way that a union can threaten a strike if conditions are not met, Havering must be able to threaten full opposition to the Mayor of London if he refuses to concede. Mr Mayor, to remove the wording that we will oppose by all means within our power is to suggest that there is a form of ULEZ that we would be accepting in Havering. It's to say that the Mayor of London might change his mind, might give us a good deal. However, there is no compulsion for him to do so, especially if we remove the threat of real opposition. There is no concession that could be made that would mean my residents cheer the implementation of ULEZ. Mr Mayor, this chamber seems united in our opposition to ULEZ. We must now decide how to fight it. The HRA, I'm pleased to say in their manifesto, stated that they would ask the Mayor of London to look at alternatives, suggesting they too believe ULEZ isn't suitable. And the Conservatives promised that we would fight ULEZ expansion. Both the Residents' Association and the Conservatives can meet our election promises through this motion. However, Labour's amendment does not do that. By removing the threat of opposition by everything within our means, we're taking a risk. We're taking a risk with local businesses, we're taking a risk with local charities, and we're taking a risk with our NHS heroes. Mr Mayor, I ask that the Chamber empowers Havering Council to fight ULEZ by all means within its power, instead of tying their hands and relying on the Mayor of London to change his mind. If you oppose ULEZ expansion, I ask that you back the Conservative motion. Thank you.